cutting of the rope.
Holla peeps, it's your girl Schree reporting live for SchreeTV, covering the Jodi Arias murder trial. I think Martinez must be suffering from burnout.
How come there's no footprints of blood here? The reason that
He's like a little too calm, you know?
There wasn't any rope. She's just
in his rebuttal. But then again, he may just know, look, it's a slam dunk. You know what I mean? I don't have to go all out while I'm talking to the jury.
Palatable to you. Again, you have to have this extra step. You have to have
he knows.
Code
people are not stupid.
What she's saying in order to understand what she is writing. They talk to you about a timeline, and they talk to you about a photograph where Mr. Alexander is looking into the camera as the starting point. However, when the state showed you this photograph, this is the photograph, as the state mentioned, that was the last photograph that shows him before the attack when he was living. That was what the statement was by the state. The next, and that's at 5.
They just showed the last photograph of Travis.
The next photograph that the state contends is where
in the shower
is Exhibit 161, which is at 5.
And she's not upset. Oh my God.
So, in those 44 seconds, between that photograph and this photograph, is there time to go into the bedroom to get a knife? Is there time to go into the bedroom
it ain't right.
a purse that might have a knife and a gun? And that's what happened in this case. Oh, wait a minute. Can you just wait a minute? I need to go get my purse. I need to go do that. And then, this is when you have the attack. There were many, many possible scenarios that they talked to you about, and one of them involved the sink where there was this blood all over it, and there was smudges all over it. And one of the things that they told you, well, if it was her that was doing it, and if she was able to puncture his stomach, how is it then that, as he's standing over this sink, how is it then that, if that is what's happening, how come they didn't go in deeply? Well, one of them, the reason is that, remember, there was blood all over the place?
Blood everywhere.
And she's already admitted that she cut herself during the attack with the knife. One of the reasons
he's being real gentle with the jury. I like that.
That's when she cut herself. And that's when she's going after him with her left hand.
That makes him kind of sexy.
Blood.
You know, Martinez.
Slipped on the handle, went to the blade. And
I like his style.
And if she cut herself,
hardcore when he needs to go hardcore. Gentle when he needs to be gentle, like a vibrator. You know what I'm saying? Holla. He could be on 1 or 2, or on 7, like the rabbit. Holla. Bam! He can go bam, 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 bam. Or you know what I'm saying? He can stroke you real, real slow. I like that.
These arguments then do begin to make sense. But where do you draw the line?
It's a very good thing.
Where do you draw the line?
It's like a vibrator.
When she's lied to everybody that she's come in contact with. And she's lied in other circumstances too, that maybe didn't involve her being under oath. One of the things that she lied about was the gun. According to her, back on June 10th of 2008, she said, well, you know, when I spoke to the officer, the gun, I made that up. It was a lie. Everything that she tells anybody of any consequence is a lie until she comes here, and then everything that she tells you, everything is the truth, except for the lies that she told you. And under those circumstances, and given that, they want you to step back and say, evaluate your self-defense claim. Evaluate this case and determine whether or not it's manslaughter, or whether or not it's second-degree murder. And make sure that you discount all of the elements of premeditation that the state has already discussed with you. For example, the .25 caliber gun that turned up missing after she took it, burglary back on May 28th of 2008. And in terms of renting the car, overlook it. everything else about that.
But see, I don't know if I like his passive aggression, because he's like, well, and just discount everything the prosecution has, delivered to you. That's not necessary. That's like a rub, you know what I mean? He doesn't need to rub the jury. See, like, forget about that, forget about this lie, forget about that lie. I don't think that's very, very good. It's not a good approach. I know that if I was in the jury, I wouldn't want someone talking to me like that. It's kind of like cocky, arrogant, underestimate your intelligence kind of thing.
All of that is just that coincidences, as well as the fact that her phone somehow magically is not.
Like, don't underestimate my intelligence. You know what I mean? That makes me want to pop off. That's what makes your girl pop off. And then when I pop off, that's it. Okay? I say it here and I say it to your face. You know what I'm saying?
Premeditation.
When I was in high school, I used to take shit from people. I don't take shit from people as a grown woman. So if you approaching me like you knew me back in the day when I was a teenager, fuck that.
In this particular case, there are
okay?
two types of premeditation.
Holla.
The one where she thought about it since May, the end of May 2008, and she made the preparations. And the other premeditation when she was at the house. He was killed in 3 different ways. The stab wound to the heart would have killed him. Obviously, the slitting of the throat would have killed him. And the shot to the face would have killed him. All of it did not happen in one instant. It took a period of time. And that, although it was approximately 2 minutes, what this jury instruction tells you is that the time needed for reflection is not necessarily prolonged. And the space and time between.
See, I like him when he's just laying down the facts, not a whole bunch of patronizing. You know, don't patronize the jury. You know what I mean? Might piss somebody off. Could sink your own case.
In this case, it was more than that. What she did is she stabbed him first. He wasn't dying quick enough, and she was afraid he was going to live. As he stumbles away, tries to get away, she chases him down.
How she look chasing him down?
Shoots him in the face.
He had to be horrified.
Chasing where it is, falling on top of the blood. They did talk to you about what is called self-defense. And they said to you, well, we're not going to read the whole thing to you. We're just going to read a portion of it. And they read a portion of it that was on top of page 13, and they said to you that use of deadly physical force is justified if a reasonable person in the situation would reasonably believe that immediate deadly physical danger appeared to be present. Actual danger is not necessary to justify the use of deadly physical force in self-defense. And they said to you, the use of deadly physical force is justified if a reasonable person. And they said, she's a reasonable person. No, that's not what the statute says. The statute says
she's going to go down.
A reasonable person. It doesn't say that the defendant is a reasonable person. The defendant is a liar and a killer. That's not what it says there. It says a reasonable person. A person.
He called her a liar and a killer. I love it.
And that's not the defendant. It's not just because it's her, that's what we're talking about. But let's read the whole instruction. It's called justification for self-defense involving physical force. And again, there's going to be an argument. They made it for you, but they didn't give you the full argument. They didn't talk to you about the whole jury instructions. It tells you that a defendant is justified in using or threatening deadly physical force in self-defense if 2 conditions exist. And then it sets out for you what those 2 conditions are. It talks about a reasonable person in the situation. They're talking about not the defendant, but what a reasonable person.
Oh, I love this.
Presumably the defendant's attorney explains.
It's letting them know, look, this is your job to do it like this.
You are the reasonable person.
And that, you know, that's not patronizing. He's like reading it down off of the jury instructions and then telling them why they need to vote this way. That's perfectly fine. So he's not arguing with the jury in an argumentative tone. That doesn't work.
You would have to believe that even after all of the lies.
She got 3 different hairstyles going on. She got bangs, a ponytail in the back, and then her hair is down in the bottom. She is wearing 3 different ponytails, okay? 3 different hairdos.
You have to decide that. Even in light of all of that.
Bangs, a ponytail, and it's down. And a part on the side. Oh my God. She got too much going on.
That's the only way that you would know that it was immediately necessary.
Sitting there looking all mousy. Ugh.
Why would deadly physical force be necessary after she stabbed him the first time?
Right. Why wouldn't she stab him the first time? Didn't she stop if it was a self-defense thing? You know what I'm saying? Move, fly.
It's done. Everybody also knows, for example, if they want to take the shooting first.
Great point. I gotta shut it down for right now, everybody. It's 11, 17, 18, 19 minutes we've been on. 11:22. And I don't want this to get lost in the sauce. What you say? We'll be back with some more SchreeTV in a few moments. I love you guys.